So we are now some amount of time away from the release of the 10-year anniversary units, and with them has come a bit of discourse. You know, we love discourse in this community. We can't help ourselves. And that is involving Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evolved Vegeta, who rightfully suspected appears to be the weakest of the options in terms of who you can pull. And I guess I should open the others just to say that Super Saiyan God Goku and Super Saiyan 3, or it's not Super Saiyan God Goku, but Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku feel like very powerful contenders for some of the strongest in the game. They feel like an immediate top 1 and top 2. I would say that I would go as far as to say that if you don't have them as your top 1, top 2, you're kind of capping, and that's fine. You know, we're Agenda Ball legends, or in this case, Agenda Battle. So, you know, I get it if you don't want to sort of drink the Kool-Aid on this one, but I don't really see a reason for how you could, like, I don't know, stunt on this character. Like, in about a month, we're gonna be getting a 6-link partner for him. I saw a clip on Twitter where, and can I find him here? Is he anywhere to be found? No, I'll probably have to go to Grade 8 Power or something. I saw a clip on Twitter where this character made it so that this character could tank Goku and Frieza buffed. Like, as in, this character was against a buffed health threshold Goku and Frieza, so I don't know, man. If he's not good enough to you to be number 2, I guess nothing ever will be. I guess it'll just be Vegito at 1, Gap, Beast Gohan or something, which doesn't seem right. This character is absurd. Alongside that, his base is really good, and he has a great transformation condition. I can't say enough how good this transformation is, especially since it gives you access to a Grade Ape form, which is obscenely useful. Grade Ape is always very good, right? And he has only an Ultra Super Attack. It is also pretty good. Good character, very powerful, supporting, great chance of evading, arting. The moment he runs out of his entry turn buff, he goes into a Grade Ape form. He's him, like, you know, he's just him. Super Vegito, I could say a billion things about. Really well designed. They gave him every facet he could hope for. If you're a big fan of the character, then I don't feel like you should ever utter the words, well, it's not a turn 1 Vegito, because you were never going to get this character turn 1. I will say that. So whatever you think was going to be this character, you can't look at a turn 1 Vegito as this character. You need to look at him as a completely different built character. He would not have any of these words on him. He would have counters, probably. I don't think he would foresee. Maybe he would foresee on entry, but like, this would not be the character you got the moment he came out, right? You wouldn't have this active as powerful as it is immediately. You wouldn't have only an Ultra Super deck. It just is what it is. So as far as a fusing, you know, delayed Vegito turn, and you get 2 turns of him with a Team Protector active, that damages, that makes him invincible right now. That has an Ultra Super Attack tied to him that does an additional Ultra Super Attack, blah, 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 blah. You were never going to get this character standalone, so to have him for 2 strong turns where nothing in the game can compete with him, and you get to stack beforehand, and you get to counter that actually does damage. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, suck it up. This is all I'm going to say about that. Like, if you're complaining about him not being turn 1, suck it up, because they would have made a turn 1 Vegito way worse than this character, and instead you get to feel like you're doing insane, powerful things with Vegito. And that leads us to Super Saiyan God Evolved Vegeta, where, among other things, you know, you can sort of see the issues bubble, like no active until he gets a conditional super, but it's pretty easy to fulfill because the character on his banner, or on his card art, is very good right now still. It's Tech UI. Tech UI, goods, still be a top 10 LR, I think. I can't draw them into my mind immediately, but I think so. But either way, there are other Gokus who are still strong as well. Like, this character isn't going anywhere, right? And he shares 5 links with him. And yeah. So, not an impossible thing to achieve. Very much a powerful base character, but where he doesn't really fulfill that sense of, you know, oomph. That sense of like, wow, like grandiose exploding off screen, is his conditions are tied to super attacks, tied to normal attacks, or just additionals in general. And if he doesn't get them, you can actually end up taking a whole lot of damage. I saw a clip where this character took almost his entire health bar from Gogeta, and even though that fight wouldn't beat that team still, you have to understand that when the 10-year LRs come, when the 9-year LRs come, when the 8-year LRs come, whatever was released in the last year is trivial. I saw someone tweet that, you know, Streets is saying that the game is power crept by the 10-year anniversary units. No duh. What a stupid thing to like announce. No shade on them, but like, yeah, that's how it works. And then in a month or two, or not two, but in about a month, we're going to get the new version of the hardest fight in the game, because that's what happens every single time. It's not, hello? Like, what is that statement? Yeah, these characters released and a fight hasn't that can match them yet. None of the events that were released have reached their endpoint yet. I don't know why that's even being questioned. But furthermore, whereas a character like Vegeta has a Carnival lead, which is 220% to Universal Survival Saga, this wasn't a category that is exactly bereft with choices, or like, you know, squalor or anything like that. So what is like Vegeta's problem, and why has he ended up here? Well, this character has the best leader skill in the game. Arguably, the 2 new units that were released look the best on his leader skill. Duh. He covers all of their weaknesses, if they even have them. He has a protection turn if they were to be, you know, in trouble for any reason, and he closes out fights. So it's like, well, what is Vegeta left to do? Vegeta is a character that, to me, seems designed to be an addition to a team that was already strong. You need 6 characters in Dokkan Battle for a team, right? So before this, you would take like Super Tech LR Goku as the lead, Jiren, that's 2, Frieza and 17 is 3, 4 is going to be something like the Easy 8 Android 17, and then 5 and 6 would be the Easy 8s here. And then even if you didn't have some of those characters like me, you could take Topo, you could take the Blue Duo, you could take this anniversary Easy 8 LR, the countdown from last year. You could take, you know, Kefla if you really needed to. You could take, you know, you could take this Jiren. Just over and over and over, you had options. And I think what ended up happening to Vegeta is that because he was not designed to open up a new category like these other 2 characters are, there is no giant 8 power comparison for Universal Survival Saga. We can click on it. Yeah, it looks fucking awful, doesn't it? Like, looks terrible. Does this look terrible to you? It looks terrible to me. But you know what he does now? He leads himself. He leads the possibly easying Tech Vegeta. He leads the definitely easying Gogeta using Duo. And yeah, there's nothing else really on here I can look at that like screams new exciting character to me. Like, all the rest of these characters are shit, right? So when you need a character to be the one to make a team function, you drop a character like Golden Giant Ape Goku. And it doesn't surprise me then that he got this kind of fanfare. I mean, look at the animation quality on this character. This is gorgeous, right? It's one of those things where I think Vegeta was the last character they made. To me, they started with Vegito, obviously. They finished him up. They moved on to this character who has gorgeous animations. They finished him up. And then at long last, they said, okay, we need the third LR. And that's where Vegeta came in. Because they understood that the team he was going to be valuable for was already set in stone. It's done. The next Vegeta to get world-shattering visuals is probably going to be in about 2 weeks or a week or whatever, which is going to be when this character, who is actually not even this character, I guess it would actually be something like this character, funnily enough. It's going to be this character who swaps into a Super Saiyan 3 Goku probably, and then fuses into Gogeta, right? And he'll have great animations. And it's not really a question of using animations that are like reused, by the way, because I saw people saying that like they didn't like that this was so similar to his Fizz Vegeta one, where he's Super Saiyan 2, and I don't get that. I think this looks great. I think adding variables to already established characters is just fine. I don't need every single new character to be completely unique in that way. And I think that, you know, always relying on like, well, they need to do a Goku or a Dokkan original animation, they need to completely reinvent the wheel, just leads to more strife than not, because I hate to say it, but I mean, these are still some of the best in the game, and it's because, you know, Dota Doya said it best, like, they're tracing the series, and guess what? This is from a movie that looks really good. It has great art direction, right? So it's like, when they can recapture these moments, like, so pretty. When they can recapture these moments, when they don't have to rely on, you know, banking in unique animations, it's probably just for the better. I hate to say it, like, because not every single thing is going to be, you know, Vegito, and it, as I said, it is what it is. But because they can rely on those necessary references, that's how we get things like Vegito's super attacks in his active, right? Because they have more time to then go plot out an original animation rather than always needing to come up with the newest possible thing. So that's going to be part one here, but let's get into how people are feeling. So here we have Halvard's calcs, and I just want to take a second to prop up some of what Vegeta is doing defensively. So without support, getting a start of turn of 268, scaling all the way up to 2.6 million at his, you know, best, and then full build up will be about the same outside of the start of turn, which is variable. And then with support, he goes up and up and up. So a character that looks pretty good. But as this person said, actually, note that the chance that he does 6 additionals is less than 0.1%. If that is true, that's pretty crazy, no? But let's go over to Minato and just check out how people are feeling. So Minato says, I'm not hating with the more I use Blue Evo, the more I begin to side-eye. He's still quite good though, and that's how I feel about him, where he's never blowing the doors off. I'm never like, oh my god, Blue Vegito just did that, or not Vegito, but Blue Vegeta just did that. I'm just like, yep, you know, he's solid. He's a great addition to the team. He's definitely the best character on his team, but whereas Vegito is the best character by a mile on his team and any team he's on, Super Saiyan 3 Goku is the best character by a mile in any team he's on. Vegeta is just like another tier above. You know, there's not really a gap. No Vector gloating here. I assume he predicted this with his shutting gun. Someone saying maybe stop using him in Psalm 1. I mean, this is probably not coming up, right? He's really good and consistent, but he doesn't have an active skill, revive, great ape, etc. that a lot of major units have. He'll win runs, but it's not as flashy or takes away any boss mechanics or damage, really. Even to someone who thinks he's better than Goku. Goku? No way he means Super Saiyan 3, or I don't know if he, but no wonder they mean Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's not right. That's not right. If you're talking about only normals, can I just say his normals can deal damage to Goku and Frieza? That's pretty cool. To me, he's a unit I'll throw on a team as a floater that's giving me orb changing and I know won't die. I am not treating him as a reason I win, just a reason I won't lose, which is really sad. To me, the more time passes, he should have been way better. And that's a great description of this character, actually, in all honesty. He's a character that feels that he was worked on the least. And again, I just want to go back to things like his animations, because I know people are going to be like, oh my god, they're not all completely brand new. Some of them are reused. I think that, again, reusing animations to put a different spin, a different updated spin on these visuals is fine to me. You know, the camera swinging is something Dokkan's been interfacing with a little more. The beam quality looks great. It's just that there is a difference between it and the amount of quality needed to come up with the Vegito special in Dokkan Battle, right? And we knew Vegito would be insane looking because he needed to be. But yeah, the camera swinging, the proportions shifting, Goku coming in here. It's, you know, camera the pull out zoom, the beam variation that they use. I think it's fine, but it's one of the things where it's like, is it anniversary quality? Yes, it is. This by itself is an anniversary quality animation. Maybe you would think that maybe this isn't. This one is obviously much reused, but I like the kicks. It kind of feels like I can't remember what this barrage actually looked like in the show, but the angle they used reminded me of Daima Vegeta. And I wonder if that was partly a reference, but either way, this is all to say that you could tell they worked on him the least, probably. And it's pretty clear in his animation qualities, though I am not a big proponent of oh my god, they reused something, so you know they don't even care. I think it's fine to reuse things. I think it doesn't bring anything to the table other than rainbow orb changing, which is a very good thing. No support, no revive, no domain, no target mechanic, not a slot, no guard, no dodge. What does he do? Inconsistent damage. Inconsistent. The thing he does is he makes a team that's already too good better. And that's the problem. I think that's a lot of the reason that Vegeta is what he is, and if you take anything from this video, it's that. Vegeta is a character that was dropped on a team that you could argue was the best in the game. And not only was the best in the game, the best of the game all year. You know? This team was incredibly powerful for most of the year. And we're just gonna look at it Realm of Gods here. In you know, look at this team. Team Trusted Will here, and oh, there's Gotenks. Oh, there's Super Saiyan 3 Goku, by the way. Oh, there's Beast Gohan. Oh, there's the Gammas. Oh, there's this character. Oh, you know, just over and over and over, you're gonna find so many characters that are represented, and that is a lot of the reason I think that Vegeta looks so lackluster, is because the other categories needed powerful definition, and arguably, you know, Vegito's is actually not even arguably, undeniably, Vegito now has the best leader skill in the game, whereas Vegeta is just helping out an already insane team. Medium chance to do additional Super Anniversary unit in big 2025, fair enough. This is me, but it's more so the more I watch people use him as a fine lead. I haven't pulled it myself yet. Okay. I legit could swap him with Int Evo Vegeta in every single one of his teams, and I wouldn't feel a difference. Actually, would have a slot one. No. There's, I mean, calm down. We're not gonna act. I mean, it's not that he gets blown up, but does it go to Vegeta's family? We're not gonna act like this dude is some consistent slot one. That's not how he works either. I get it, but the reason why this character is so good and the other Vegeta is so good is because they work in tandem. But you know, let's calm down a little bit. This character could get washed. I've seen this character get folded by Goku and Frieza mad times without his revive up because he needs to get hit 5 times, and if he doesn't, sometimes he can dodge if you have him hidden potential system on, and you know, Int gets 5, which actually happened to me when I was trying to play with I was literally trying to use this character and I was trying to get my revive up on the other Vegeta, and he 5 dodged, so I lost the run. You know, let's calm down a little bit. Let's not be too crazy. For sure, so many A's, but just not super. It's disappointing they would sack like this, but had to leave room for our units to bang, right? And is that the last one I'm gonna say? Soma is a regular on this Dokkan thing, so let's check what they're saying. Everything active is guaranteed and super. This unit is genuinely frustrating. User feels like it adds nothing to the environment of the game. You know what I would say for old Vegeta, our old pal, the Prince of all Saiyans, is that if your favorite team is Universal Survival Saga, if this is your favorite part of the series, and you probably know we're gonna get something like a Kefla or a Hit or something later in the year, this is a pretty good unit to just have in your collection, because currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about like 9 characters are really good, but not must are really good, but like obviously going to be like towards aging. Like you really don't want to run this character anymore. This was a banner unit. The 9-year EZAs look amazing still, but we don't know what the new content's gonna look like. And the thing that is going to survive longest is dodge as his slot 1 mechanic. And I think that is where this character comes in as just assisting the already powerful team, but not quite putting it over the edge. And I will say that if in 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, but I think like 3 weeks, if in 3 weeks the boss says cancels dodge, I will make this video again and ask Dokkan what the fuck they were doing. Because if they cancel dodge at a point where this character can't survive, so if they cancel dodge late in the fight and this character gets his domain out, it doesn't matter, right? I'm not saying that. But if they cancel dodge and it's like really early and this character can't survive, then we have to have the conversation of like, okay, Dokkan, what were you doing with this guy? Because this guy needs to slot 1 then, and he can't. And no one else on the team can. Like, Vegeta can't. Like, he can sometimes. Conditionally, he can, obviously. But you can't just say, well, at least he can do it slot 1. He can't. So it's like, yeah. We'll see. We'll see, man. With that being said, like the video, if you like the video, subscribe to join the club. We'll go make it, and peace.